All right, welcome back to the Downtime. Sarah Wynn here with Dustin Lee, Vice President of Sales for Morrison Container Handling Solutions. Hi, Dustin. How are you doing?
Good morning. How are you today, Sarah?
Pretty good, pretty good. What's happening over at Morrison's headquarters?
Well, at Morrison, we have been continuing to grow, and we've actually been hosting a lot of people coming in for different FATs. So it's been really exciting to get more and more customers to come and see our continued expansion and business. And so we've been hosting a lot of customers this week.
Very nice. And just to give our audience a little background on Morrison, you want to share the products that you offer?
Absolutely. We are most well known for a product called timing screws. So timing screws are a plastic component typically that help control product in a positive manner, usually on the infeed of a machine. So you often will see a timing screw that's on the infeed of a rotary filler or a labeler or a capper. And so we work with both OEMs and end users in supplying these timing screws, and we believe we're the best in the world at it. That is our core technology that then kind of transcends throughout all of our other products. So, timing screws are our core competency, and you'll see them on everything else that we provide. So, we also do change parts. And when we talk about change parts, we are talking about rotary star wheels and guides that would be on a rotary machine. So, a filler typically will use a set of change parts for each different bottle size that would need to run through its machine. We also provide an auto adjust rail solution. So, for a complete line, being able to go and push a button on an HMI and then having all of the conveyor rails just adjust in and out to whatever bottle size you're running. And then we do a lot of custom standalone machines. So, again, utilizing timing screws, but things like lane dividing, combining, product orientation are some of the standards that people will come to us for.
So, Dustin, as the VP of Sales, how do you see Morrison's approach to supporting OEMs and machine builders standing out in the industry?
Well, one of the things that I think really helps us because we work with a lot of different types of clientele and a lot of different partners within the industry is we have a pretty wide array of experience. And so when we're working with a filling company, we're able to use and understand our knowledge of the whole line to help them run their machines at a higher level of efficiencies. And then vice versa. So when we're working with an end user direct, we're able to understand, all right, when we need to put a lane divider on a line, we are understanding of what the upstream equipment runs like and what the downstream equipment runs like. And so if you just put something into a production line and not understand what else is going on and what's around you, you might not actually end up be providing the most efficient solution for the customer. And that's the thing that we really try to make sure that we are never the bottleneck to a production line. That's one of the things that is definitely um, on the forefront of our engineering discussions and when we're going for installations is to make sure that whatever equipment we are providing on the line, that we are never the bottleneck to keep production running at a higher and more efficient rate.
Thank you. And I want to point out, Dustin is here. I interviewed you, Dustin, for the OEM profile up on Packaging OEM's website on Morrison Container Handling Solutions. And this kind of ties into the next question. The support built in, more than a tagline when it comes to Morrison. It's discussed in the story, but I'll ask you, support built in is a big part of your culture. Can you share an example of how that mindset shows up when working with OEMs, customers?
Yeah, absolutely. Probably one of the things, every company talks about how they're great in service, right? And if you talk to anybody, you walk around Pack Expo, what sets you apart? And everyone's like, oh, well, we support our customers. One of the things that I think we really try to pay attention to is what's the situation at hand, right? And understanding where our customers and where our partners' pain points are. Um, just the other week, we had a customer that even though we had already shipped everything that we needed to provide in time, they got down to the point where they were running a factory acceptance test. They had a customer on site at their facility trying to run their machine, and they realized that they made a mistake on their end. They called us at 5 o'clock that evening and said, "Hey, we really need this. We've got a customer here. We're trying to finish up an FAT." And we had something in their hands by noon the next day. So that's not only manufacturing, but that's also getting it through engineering, getting it in the shipping truck, getting it to the customer and running on their machine so that they can be successful at the end of the day. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of OEMs want to work with us and why we try to talk with OEMs as our partners because we understand what it takes to be successful in the packaging industry. We have a kind of a tagline here that production is king. And if production's not running, our customers aren't making money and ultimately then they don't have enough money to buy equipment, right? And so we really try to, again, not impact that production standpoint of everything in the wheel that is the packaging industry.
Definitely. And the story talks about how Morrison handles such a wide variety of container types, from ammunition to peanut butter to mouthwash. So, with all these different container types and various lines, how do you guys balance custom solutions with reliability and repeatability?
It's a definitely a balancing act. From a fun standpoint in the business, we really enjoy the custom stuff because it allows us to, our engineering to have not the same repetitive things over and over again. From a business standpoint, we obviously would prefer to have more standard things that we don't have to customize to manage margin. But I think honestly, we've done a really good job internally of keeping a strong database of things that we've touched in the past. There's not too many different products that actually come our way that we have not touched in some fashion. And so having that catalog or having that history to be able to go and reference a video, a model to understand how to handle it, the lessons that we have learned over the years so that we don't make the same mistake twice. We're definitely not perfect. We make lots of mistakes, but that's also one of the things that I think helps us be successful is because we've made a lot of mistakes and our customers have seen that, but it's about how we react from there, right? In the end, we always take care of what we've got to take care of. We make sure that the customer gets up and running, and then we use that knowledge so that we can be more successful again in the future.
Awesome. I appreciate that. And here's looking to the future, looking to 2026. Is there anything you're working on or you could kind of tease for our audience? Anything exciting on the horizon?
Well, and that's a funny question because a lot of times I don't necessarily know what's going to be next because we do so many things that's custom. But one of the things that we have had a lot of interest in and we've seen an opportunity for is different types of orienting solutions. And so we did launch a new orienting solution this last year with a robotic orienter. And we might have a couple more things in the works that would be along those lines. So
Oh, okay.
we're excited to see what 2026 brings.
And then I have to ask if you were at Morrison's booth at Pack Expo, you had to notice the matching tennis shoes. Uh, Dustin has a little nice Nike pick behind him. Will there be any other new shoes for the Morrison team next year?
Well, that is actually one of the things that, I am starting to be known as a sneakerhead in the industry, which is great. I really enjoy it, and it's one of the things that I think helps. It's that small thing at a show that helps you stand out and people remember it, right? So I always have my eye out for something, and what I can say is that there always will be something, whether or not we disclose what the next one's going to be. I don't know if I'm ready to do that yet, but
No, I understand, and we'll have to get a picture from me and Allison of the shoes. They were a nice bright spot. In addition, the robotic orienting system was on display, redesigned screw densiter. So, I will leave the floor to you, Dustin. Anything else you may want to add before we wrap up here?
no, I'm honestly I'm pretty excited about where 2026 is headed. I think that the industry, as what we've seen, has been really active, and things that I've heard within the different OEMs that we work with and end users. I'm excited for the opportunities that Morrison's going to have this next year and continue to grow and be a big player in the packaging industry.
Awesome. I appreciate your time. Thank you for joining me, Dustin.
Thanks, Sarah.